La Fresne is one of the Lais of Marie de France. It was likely written in the late 12th century. Marie claims it to be a Breton lie, an example of Anglo-Norman literature. Plot summary. La Fresne begins with two wedded knights. The wife of one knight gives birth to twins, and upon hearing a message to that effect, the other wife declares that in order to have two children at one time, a woman must have slept with two men. Many consider this comment to be slanderous, and the husband of the woman who gave birth to twins shuts her away. Appropriately, the wife who made the comment about twins being a mark of adultery gives birth, in turn, to twin daughters. More willing to make amends with God than shame herself, the wife plans to secretly kill the extra child and deny its existence. A handmaiden offers to hide it instead. After an ornate brocade is tied to the baby's arm signifying its noble birth, the handmaiden leaves it under an ash tree outside of an abbey. A porter finds the girl and names her La Fresne, and gives her to a gentle abbess to raise. La Fresne grows into an exceedingly beautiful woman, and a respected lord named Gurun becomes enamored of her. Gurun makes a great donation to the abbey as an excuse for his constant visits, and secretly gains the love of La Fresne. Fearing the wrath of the abbess if La Fresne became pregnant in her house, Gurun convinces her to run away with him, making her his concubine. Gurun's knights become concerned that if he does not marry a noblewoman for the sake of a legitimate heir, his lands and lineage will be lost upon his death. They find a noble and beautiful woman named Lais. Gurun's knights convince him that for the sake of carrying on his noble lineage, he should marry Lais instead of La Fresne, creating a metaphor of the fertile hazel tree and a barren ash. The marriage is planned, while Lais' mother originally plans to move La Fresne as far away from Gurun as possible. She discovers upon meeting her that La Fresne is very kind and then wishes her no harm. The night of the wedding, La Fresne helps to prepare the wedding bed, for she knows how Gurun likes things. Not finding it sufficiently beautiful, she adds her brocade to the wedding bed. This is discovered by the mother of Lais, who recognizes that the brocade is her own, and that La Fresne is the twin sister of Lais whom they had abandoned at birth. The family welcomes La Fresne. Though the marriage of Lais and Gurun is finished, it was annulled the next day. La Fresne and Gurun marry, a husband is found for Lais, and all characters end up happy. Motifs. The motifs of La Fresne are found in popular ballads, both in English and Scandinavian form, such as Fair Annie. The popular tales more often feature a heroine who was kidnapped by pirates when young and ransomed by the hero, thus ending as ignorant of her birth as this heroine. The ring, which identifies La Fresne as a particular person of high birth, is a motif that, according to Michel Freeman, Marie may have gotten from the Roman Dene Acutes, the 12th century version of the Aeneas legend that Marie was very familiar with. The child is abandoned immediately after birth, as is the practice in medieval literature, such as Sudagara. This may reflect pre-Christian practices, both Scandinavian and Roman, that the newborn would not be raised without the father's decision to do so. It shows no influence of courtly love, so far from regarding his love as important. Gurun shows no remorse about abandoning it for a lawful marriage. La Fresne also shows no signs of conflict, gently yielding her place and even serving her successor. The idea equating twins with infidelity was a common folkloric belief at the time. It also appears in other chivalric romances, such as The Swan Children of the Knight of the Swan, in the variant Beatrix. But as in those romances, it is treated as the result of envy and slander and so denounced. The hazel tree also makes an appearance in both Laustic and Chevrefoil, two of Marie's other lay variants. One English romance, Les Lafrines, is a quite faithful translation of La Fresne. Translations Online translation to English verse by Judith P. Schoaf, 1996. Eugene Mason's translation of the Lais of Marie de France includes La Fresne, labeled as IX, the Lay of the Ash Tree.